Close your eyes now and let your breath slow, deep and easy, like the gentle sway of branches in a soft breeze. Imagine yourself not as you are, but as a sleek, contented cat named Willow, with fur as soft as dandelion fluff, warmed by the golden sun of a quiet village. This is your world, a sunlit haven nestled at the edge of a lush meadow, where cobblestone paths wind lazily between thatched cottages, and the air carries the faint, sweet scent of blooming lavender and fresh-baked bread. The village is small, timeless, a place where time moves like honey, slow and golden, and worries seem to dissolve into the warm light. You stretch your paws lazily on the worn wooden sill of Alara's cottage window, feeling the smooth grain beneath your pads, the sun's rays soaking into your back like a loving embrace. Alara, your gentle companion, is the village weaver, a woman in her later years, with silver-streaked hair tied back in a loose braid, and hands that move with the quiet grace of someone who has spent a lifetime creating beauty from simple threads. She hums softly as she works at her loom in the corner of the room, the rhythmic clack-clack of the shuttle weaving through the air like a lullaby. Her personality is as warm as the tapestries she crafts, kind-hearted, patient, always ready with a soft word or a gentle scratch behind the ears. She speaks to you often, as if you understand every nuance, and in this serene world, perhaps you do. The scent of chamomile tea wafts from the kitchen, mingling with the earthy aroma of wool and the faint, floral whisper from the open window. Outside, the village stirs gently awake. Birds chirp in harmonious melodies, not shrill but soothing, like distant flutes. The leaves of the ancient willows at the village's edge rustle ever so softly, their long, drooping branches swaying in the breeze, creating what the villagers call the whispers of the willow grove. It's a name that fits perfectly. The grove is a hidden sanctuary just beyond the last cottage, where the willows form a natural cathedral of green, their leaves murmuring secrets to anyone who listens. The whispers are real, born from the wind weaving through the slender fronds, a sound like silk brushing against silk, calming and eternal. As you hop down from the sill, your paws padding silently across the cool stone floor, you feel the pull of the outdoors. The door creaks open with a familiar groan, and you slip out into the sun-dappled yard. The grass is soft and cool underfoot, dew-kissed from the night, each blade tickling your belly as you saunter along. Butterflies dance lazily in the air, their wings flashing iridescent blues and yellows, and the distant hum of bees adds a layer of peaceful rhythm to the morning. That's when you first notice Finn approaching along the path. Finn is the village beekeeper, a sturdy man in his middle years with a beard flecked with gray, like the smoke from his beehives. His eyes sparkle with quiet curiosity, always observing the world with a sense of wonder, as if every flower holds a mystery. He's dressed in simple linen clothes, a wide-brimmed hat shading his face, and he carries a small basket of honeycomb, the golden liquid glistening in the light. Finn's personality is inquisitive yet grounded. He asks questions not to pry, but to connect, to understand the delicate balance of nature. He's known for his gentle way with the bees, whispering to them as he tends the hives, much like Alara whispers to her threads. "Good morning, Willow," Finn says softly as he spots you, his voice a low, rumbling warmth that vibrates through the air like the buzz of his bees. He kneels down, extending a hand, and you approach, rubbing your cheek against his calloused fingers. They smell of honey and wax, sweet and sticky, a comforting reminder of the meadows where his hives stand. Out for your morning prowl, are you? Elara inside. From the doorway, Elara calls out with a chuckle, her voice light and melodic. She is, Finn. Come in, the tea's just steeping. And bring that honeycomb, it'll pair perfectly. You follow them inside, the door swinging shut behind you with a soft thud, trapping the warmth of the sun in the cozy room. As they settle at the wooden table, scarred from years of shared meals, you curl up on a nearby cushion, feeling the plush fabric yield beneath you. The conversation flows easily, like a stream over smooth stones. I've been thinking about the grove lately, Finn says, breaking off a piece of honeycomb and placing it on a saucer. The honey drips slowly, golden threads catching the light. The whispers of the willow grove. They seem louder this time of year, don't they? Like the trees are sharing stories from the summer. Elara nods, pouring tea into mismatched cups, steam rising in lazy curls that carry the soothing scent of herbs. They do. It's as if the wind carries memories through those leaves. Peaceful, isn't it? A place where one can just be. Their words wrap around you like a blanket, and you close your eyes for a moment, the warmth of the room seeping into your fur. Just then, a soft knock echoes at the door, and in steps Leora, the reflective traveler. She's younger than the others, with sun-kissed skin and hair that falls in loose waves, carrying the faint scent of distant roads, earthy dust and wild herbs. Leora has wandered far but always returns to the village, drawn by its quiet anchor. Her personality is thoughtful, introspective, with a quiet wisdom that comes from observing the world. She speaks sparingly, but when she does, her words linger like the afterglow of sunset. Elara, Finn, she greets them with a warm smile, her voice smooth and contemplative, like the flow of a calm river. I hope I'm not intruding. I just arrived back last night, and the village called me home. Not at all, dear, Elara replies, pulling out another chair. Join us. Willow here was just settling in for a listen. Leora kneels to stroke your head, her touch light and knowing. Hello, little wanderer. You've got the best spot in the house. As the three of them sit, sharing tea and stories, you feel the gentle pull of connection in the air, a subtle thread weaving them together, much like Elara's loom. With the morning tea finished, a sense of shared purpose settles over the group. Finn suggests a walk to the meadows near the whispers of the willow grove, to check on his farthest hives and gather some wildflowers for Elara's dyes. Leora, ever the reflector, agrees, mentioning how the grove's tranquility helps her sort through her thoughts from the road. Elara smiles, packing a small basket with bread and cheese, and you, Willow the cat, sense the adventure in the air. Nothing grand, just a gentle amble through familiar paths. You lead the way out the door, your tail held high like a flag in the breeze. The sun climbs higher, casting a warm, golden glow over the village. The cobblestones are smooth under your paws, worn by countless footsteps, and the air is alive with the chirp of sparrows flitting from rooftop to rooftop. As you pass the bakery, the scent of fresh loaves wafts out, yeasty and comforting, mingling with the sharper tang of wood smoke from a distant chimney. Elara walks beside you, her steps measured and calm, the hem of her skirt brushing the grass with a soft swish. "Look at Willow go," she says with a fond laugh. "She knows the way better than any of us." Finn chuckles, adjusting his hat. Cats have a sense for these things. Curious creatures, always exploring but knowing when to rest. Speaking of, my bees have been busy this season. The clover in the meadow is blooming thick, smells like heaven out there. Leora nods, her eyes scanning the horizon where the willows begin to appear, their long branches draping like curtains. "I've missed that scent on my travels. It's grounding, isn't it? Reminds me that no matter how far I go, there's always a place like this to return to." The path narrows as you leave the village proper, turning to soft dirt underfoot, cool and slightly damp from the shade of overhanging trees. Wildflowers dot the edges, delicate daisies with petals like fresh snow and purple thistles humming with bees. You pause to bat at a low-hanging leaf, feeling its velvety texture against your paw, the slight give as it springs back. As you approach the meadows, the buzz grows louder, a harmonious drone that vibrates through the air. Finn's hives stand in a neat row, wooden boxes painted in faded blues and yellows, surrounded by a sea of clover. The flowers sway gently, their pink and white heads nodding in the breeze, releasing a sweet, clover honey aroma that fills your nostrils. Finn kneels by the first hive, lifting the lid with care. Smoke from his small, puffing device curls lazily upward, calming the bees. "Easy now," he murmurs to them, his voice a soothing rumble. "Just checking on you all." You watch from a safe distance, perched on a flat stone warmed by the sun. The bees dance in intricate patterns, their wings a blur of gold, carrying pollen like tiny treasures. Leora stands nearby, her expression thoughtful. "It's amazing, Finn, how they work together, each one knowing its role. Makes me think about us, villagers, travelers, all connected in our own ways." Elara gathers a few stems of wild indigo, their leaves soft and feathery, for her dyes. "Exactly, Leora, like threads in a weave. Alone, they're just strands, but together, something beautiful." Their words flow over you like the breeze, and you feel a contentment settle in your chest. After Finn collects a small jar of fresh honey, its amber glow catching the light, the group turns toward the whispers of the willow grove. The transition is seamless. The meadow gives way to taller grasses, then to the first willows, their trunks gnarled and wise, bark rough yet inviting. Entering the grove is like stepping into a dream. The air cools slightly, shaded by the canopy of long, trailing branches that brush the ground like gentle fingers. The whispers begin immediately, the soft rustle of leaves, a continuous, hushed murmur that sounds almost like voices sharing secrets. Sunlight filters through in dappled patterns, dancing on the mossy ground, which is springy and cool under your paws, like a living carpet. You weave between the trunks, feeling the occasional droplet of dew fall from a leaf, cool against your fur. The scent here is deeper, earthier, damp soil mixed with the fresh green of willow sap and faint wild mint growing in patches. "Listen," Leora says softly, stopping in a small clearing where a stream trickles nearby, its water clear and bubbling over smooth pebbles. The sound is rhythmic, a gentle gurgle that complements the whispers. The whispers of the willow grove. It's like the trees are breathing peace into the world. Finn sets down the basket, spreading a cloth for their simple picnic. It's a place for reflection. I've come here when the hives are quiet, just to sit and think about how everything connects. The bees to the flowers to the rain, us to it all. Elara unwraps the bread, breaking it into pieces, the crust crackling softly. She offers you a small morsel of cheese, creamy and mild, which you nibble delicately. And hope, too. In places like this, you remember that life renews itself. Seasons change, but the grove whispers on. They sit in companionable silence for a while, broken only by soft exchanges. Leora shares a story from her travels, a quiet encounter with a fellow wanderer by a similar stream, where they exchanged no words but a nod of understanding. Finn talks of a new hive he's building, curious about how the bees will adapt. Elara speaks of a tapestry she's weaving, inspired by the grove's colors, the soft greens and silvers. You explore a bit further, chasing a firefly that lingers in the shade, its glow faint but magical in the daylight. The grass tickles your whiskers, and the stream's edge is cool, lapping at your paws if you dip them in. Butterflies alight nearby, wings folding like delicate fans. As the afternoon wears on, the sun shifts, casting longer shadows through the branches. The whispers seem to soften, inviting rest. You return to the group, curling up in Elara's lap, feeling the steady rise and fall of her breathing, her hand stroking your back in slow, rhythmic motions. The conversations turn inward, reflective. Coming back here, Leora says quietly, it reminds me that connection isn't about grand gestures. It's these moments, sharing bread, listening to the whispers. Finn nods, his eyes on the horizon, and hope springs from that, knowing we're part of something larger, yet so simple. Elara smiles down at you. Even Willow knows it. Look at her, ready for her nap. The pace slows further, the air heavy with tranquility, each breath drawing you deeper into relaxation. As the sun begins its gentle descent, painting the sky in soft pastels of pink and orange, the group gathers their things with unhurried movements. The whispers of the willow grove seem to bid you farewell, the leaves rustling a final, soothing sigh as you make your way back to the village. Your paws feel heavier now, contentedly tired from the day's gentle explorations, the soft earth giving way to the familiar cobblestones. Back at Elara's cottage, the air inside is still warm, infused with the lingering scent of tea and honey. Finn and Leora bid goodbyes with warm embraces, promises of more shared moments lingering in the air like the last notes of a melody. Until next time, Finn says, his voice a comforting rumble. May the whispers bring you peace. Leora lingers a moment, stroking your fur one last time. Thank you, Willow, for leading the way. In your quiet presence, I find my own calm. Elara closes the door softly, the latch clicking with finality. She moves to the windowsill, arranging a fresh cushion in the sun's fading rays. There you are, my dear. Your favorite spot for a nap. You leap up gracefully, circling once, twice, before settling in. The cushion yields perfectly, molding to your form, and the sun's warmth seeps into your fur like a blanket woven from light. Your eyes grow heavy, the sounds of the village fading, the distant call of a bird, the soft hum of evening insects, Ilara's quiet humming as she returns to her loom. In this moment, the subtle message unfolds organically. Hope blooms in the quiet connections, the simple joys of a sunlit day, the whispers that remind us we're never truly alone. Tranquility is here, in the village, in the grove, in the warmth of companionship. As your breaths slow, deepening into the rhythm of sleep, let yourself drift fully into this peaceful world, relaxed and ready for dreams. To drift into more peaceful tales, subscribe to Sleep Dream Stories for more soothing stories.